Hey, how you doing? This is Lou Ford here, aka Filibuster 4. How you doing? And this video here is the topic I'm basically going to discuss is something that has been a recurring kind of theme with many discussions I've had and all that. And that is the opioid epidemic. And what has kind of been interesting is that it's been back in the media again with, for instance, the family that owns like Purdue Pharmaceutical, who made OxyContin, is now being sued. You also have, which is something that's like absolutely kind of amazing and kind of like very what's what I'm saying, almost like disparaging and depressing, is that a new study that was published in JAMA Network Open, if I'm correct, I'll make sure. But this new study had discovered that gifts that pharmaceutical reps were giving to physicians, even simple things like buying them a meal or something like that, actually helped to have the doctor write more opioid prescriptions, and in turn that helped to make the opioid epidemic worse. For instance, in those counties where those doctors were, the overdose rate and all that would go up 18%. This is some really like fucked up shit here. I mean, this is like, bad. And the fucking problem is that it is political. You have the government and all that has not dealt with the issue well. The DEA initially shut down pill mills and made it harder to kind of get prescriptions, which in turn because addicts had no other resource in order to get the drugs that they needed, that they either inadvertently became addicted to through pain or had started abusing, had then turned to heroin, and then on top of that then turned to fentanyl, which is now the main thing, is surpassed prescription opioids and and heroin itself. You also have the fact that the FDA has had no problem passing giving approval to new opioids and all that that can prove to be dangerous, stuff that the the military had even invested in for specifically the purpose of having a better drug to be used on the battlefield, that has received FDA approval to be used in civilian life. I mean, these are some real fucking issues. This is a huge problem that's going on in our country, and the issue is that not much is being done in terms of the in terms of government to have it be taken care of. I mean, sure, Trump said let's we're gonna have we're gonna sue pharmaceutical companies, but nothing good has come of this. There hasn't been anything else, with the exception of states themselves. There hasn't been anything federally that has been done in order to handle this fucking issue. I mean, this is some really disgraceful shit. The fact that that the basis, that Trump's bases were basically, some of the people that had been the most affected by the opioid epidemic, and that now he's not really doing shit to deal with it, is fucking, is disgraceful. I'm sorry to say, it is. But again, like I've always said, excuse me for being a dick, but we did this, so just remember that. And like I said, and again, as always, next time when you're sipping your morning cup of coffee and you're waiting for that white flash followed by that mushroom cloud, just remember, we're the ones that caused this. We did this. Until next time, move forward.